give it up, or they may have a standard where, you know, the guy doesn't necessarily have to have a job as long as he's good to me. You know, they may have that type of mentality and set boundaries and stuff according to that, which ain't really good, though, when you really think about it. But you don't go past any point that you feel uncomfortable in, basically. That's what standards would do. It helps you to recognize and to be able to spot the red flags when they start going up. If a guy puts you in a position that you know that you do not want to be in, then that is your responsibility to speak up and say, no, this is uncomfortable for me. This is not what I value right here. It's up to you to speak up for your own value, your own beliefs. What do you go back to? What do you believe about a situation like the one that you may be in? That's what I think about it. Anybody else got any more comments on that? And I want to add this in there. Men, they know exactly how to break a woman's standards down. They know how to do that, and how they do that is they pay attention to how you respond to them, how you cater to them in the beginning is usually how you're going to treat them. So you need to not wait for, you know, once you get a year down the road or 2, 5 years down the road to talk about some standards. By then you have been spoiled them and they have been gotten used to having things a certain way. They have been got used to telling you what to do or how to do it and when to do it. And by then you pretty much lose your rights to say, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. Because then when you speak up, once you start speaking up, you already know that's going to be trouble. And that guy's probably going to, you know that thing they say, fight or flight? He's probably going to take flight once he realizes that you have got to a position where you recognize that your standards need to go up. So don't let any guys manipulate you into dropping your standards at any cost, because what's going to end up happening when you lose who you are, not only are you going to lose yourself, but you're going to begin to lose your friends and your family. And when that guy leaves, you're going to be left with nothing. You're going to be left with nothing but a broken heart. So it's good to write it out ahead of time so that you can get it in your heart. This is what I deserve. And even in the friendship, I forgot friendship was part of that question. Now, when it comes down to friendships, that's a little bit different from the relationships, but not much different from the relationship. Friendship should not be treated as if you're going for a relationship. I know a lot of women, you know, you do have to be friends before you're lovers, but do not get the two confused, you know, until they convert over. A lot of people would think, you know, well, we're friends with benefits, and well, that's what they're going to get is benefits. That's what they're going to get, friends with benefits. You have to set boundaries in that area of your life, too, because friends will manipulate you. And sometimes they're not even your friend, but they're just there because they need a place to stay, or they need money, or they need attention, or they have sexual fantasies that they want to carry out. You know, you have to pay attention to who you are surrounding yourself with. And those friends, you know, don't get the two confused. They are two separate things. Friendships and dating, they go hand in hand, but they are two different items. Do we have any comments on that?
I think that's where a lot of females get that mixed up with the friendship and relationship.
Yeah, they do, because they're having sex and not realizing that they don't realize that he's just your friend. A man can turn off quick. It don't take them long at all. Where a woman, if she has sex, she thinks that's a whole relationship. She thinks that's marriage material right there.
Yeah.
Before she even gets to know them. So, yeah, a lot of women do mess up in that area. You have to really slow your roll and, you know, get a clear understanding of what you have. Do we have a friendship here, or do we have a relationship? Am I a booty call, or am I going to be your future wifey? You know, you have to get a clear understanding of people these days, because for the simple fact is, when you look at these online dating has made things so horrible. And you only find the few people that stick to traditions. But I have been doing some online dating, and some of the things that I have been seeing on there, they actually do consider friends as some type of relationship and stuff, and it's not. And it's up to the woman to really clarify it, to get it clarified. If you don't understand what you're in, what type of partnership you're in, then you need to get it clarified. You can't blame the man if he get his milk and cookies and anything else too. You can't blame him. I mean, because we already know that's how some guys are. And then we have some guys who are just really good friends. And sometimes us ladies, I'm guilty of this. Now, I will say I'm guilty of this one. Sometimes you'll meet a friend that's just really so good to you, and you start crushing on them, and before you know it, your mind is out of sight with them. And, you know, you just feel like we're in a relationship because we talk every day, because we do things every day. And I had to really humble myself down. I think it was about last year. I had to humble myself down and realize that, you know, this is a friendship. It's not a relationship. You can't treat it the same way. There's certain things you cannot do in a friendship. Friendship does still need standards and boundaries. Like, I can't rub on your head and stuff. You know, I can't flirt with you the way I would want to flirt with my man.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on that? Okay, so we're moving on to the next one. Okay, another inbox. By the way, I don't. This is another inbox question. Just this one, not really a question, but a conversation starter. What is everyone's thoughts on how to allow a man to be a man, but still keep your expectations of what you know you deserve? Basically getting your point across without emasculating him, you know, making him feel less than a man. Would anybody like to answer that? What is everyone's thoughts on how to allow a man to be a man, but still keep your expectations of what you know you deserve?
To
Basically, go ahead.
To me, him being a man, he need to be working and having his own and making sure that woman is good and helping support her on her behalf also, meeting 50-50.
Mhm.
So you got some guys out here depending on the woman car, when she getting paid and all this other stuff.
That's right.
I think
go ahead.
I think it really starts with communicating in the beginning, you know, just really talking about who you are as a person with the person that you're involved with, what it is that you've been through, what it is that you expect, where you want to go, where you see your relationship being with them, and really listening what it is that they're saying. We have a tendency to do this. I've been guilty from time to time when we get pissed off, just having diarrhea of the mouth and just whatever we think, it comes up and it comes out. And then we end up apologizing for stuff that we said. So I think that a lot of it is us controlling our mouth and sometimes taking ourselves out of the situation and trying to see it from their point of view, and giving them the opportunity to fix it or coming up with another solution to what it is that you want done. Because at the end of the day, the man in your life, if he truly loves you, he wants to make you happy. He does not want to disappoint you. He wants to provide for you and make sure that you're comfortable and you're good. Because he knows in doing that, you're going to make sure that he's straight as well.
Oh, yes. I agree with that. I would say this too. What is everyone's thoughts on how to allow a man to be a man but still keep your expectations of what you know you deserve? Basically getting your point across without emasculating him, making him feel less than a man. Well, I think that communication is the biggest part. It's part of it, but the other part is still on that woman. It's still on her. If you feel that he's not man enough, then, you can get your point across to him. There are ways, and I will tell you, there are some men out here who just don't know how to do too much of anything because they haven't had that experience. And I'm talking about some older guys. It's older guys out here that don't know how to do too much of anything. From my experience, you have to just be honest with them. You have to walk in the truth and be honest with them. If you feel like they're not being man enough, one or a couple times you can show them what they do or tell them what you need done. Communicate with them. Don't put them down, though. Don't put them down because you're going to either hurt yourself or either hurt the next woman. So putting them down is not going to make them be a man. I will tell you that. That's not going to make them be a man. And you have to look at him. Was he already like this before you met him? And why do you expect him to change if he was already like this before you met him? Some people will grow and some won't. So it goes all the way back to that person, the woman. If this is the type of man that you have chosen to be with, unless it doesn't show till later on. A lot of times that type of thing does not show till later on how immature some men are. But I would just really, like Tanya said, I would communicate. And if they act like they don't hear you, they act like they don't want to respect you, because when they hear you, that's respecting you. When they try to work with you, that's respecting you. If they don't hear you, then, it may be best just to leave the whole situation alone. But you can allow him to still be a man by just telling him what it is that he needs to do. And truth should not hurt him. It's how you say it, though. It's how you say it. If you go in there all bougie and all queenified, I mean, we are some true queens, but I'm telling you, it's some women that's just they so extra till nobody can't stand to be around them. If you go in there all extra, you're not going to get anything out of that man. Because once you make a man feel bad, it's hard to pull him back to a good place. And a lot of women, like Tanya said, sometimes us women have diarrhea in our mouth. And we'll say all these things to hurt their feelings and think that they can really take it, when reality is these men that I'm seeing now, they really cannot take a lot of this stuff that women are dishing out. And they are breaking down. And a lot of the men that I have worked with, that I have been around, and I'm not talking about any man that I've been talking to. I'm talking about just regular men. They are breaking down because they have low self-esteem issues too. They have issues where they don't feel good enough. They already feel like they're not man enough. And sometimes that can be the problem. You are so intimidating to them that you already are making them feel less than a man. So the only way you can do that is to slow your roll and just speak to them the truth. Don't add anything extra. Don't be all bougie. Don't be snapping your necks and all that stuff. Don't go in with a mentality that I can change this man. And that's the problem a lot of women have. They think they can change a man just by, yelling at them and stuff. And a lot of women do yell at men, by the way. Yelling at them and, trying to intimidate them about what they'll take away from them and stuff. They don't care nothing about their sex. They can go anywhere and get that. They really don't care nothing about your money because they can go anywhere and get that too. But the best thing to do is to respect each other. So whenever you talk to one another, talk to him like he's a man. If he's your man, you talk to him like he's a man. You back him up. You encourage him. But now you know when you ain't got no man.